Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to talk about honesty and why it's important to be honest and tell the truth all the time, right? This is something that, you're told this as a kid all the time, right? But you don't really take it serious. You don't even think that, it affects you mentally or affects your happiness. And you just think that, we lie all the time, right? We lie to ourselves, we lie to, the people around us. And, like, whether it's like, we're late for work and we come up with an excuse that's not really like, aligned with the truth when we're actually, we just, we didn't actually, it's like we lie in order to um, make the consequences of telling the truth, like to remove the consequences of telling the truth, right? To run from the consequences, right? Of what would happen if we told the truth, right? But what we don't understand is that when you lie, right, not only does it affect you mentally, because it does affect your happiness, and it does affect your self-esteem, because when you lie, even if you just tell one lie a day, right, that's enough to affect your self-esteem, and, you could give yourself the label of a liar, right, even if you just tell one lie a day. That I could tell a lie in the morning, and it still kind of bothers me at nighttime, right? And whether you admit that, I mean, especially if you're like me and you're trying to be fully sober, right? Those little things eat you up inside. And what you find out is that when you use drugs or even any addictions, like I'm talking about electronics, pornography, all that stuff, right? What you'll notice is that any addiction is just you running away from your problems, running away from the mental shit that you don't want to deal with, right? And so, that's a lot of things, right? That could be fear of death. That could be, the weight of responsibility. That could be unprocessed trauma from the past. That could be, it could be a lot of things. But one of the things that I've noticed that it can, and it could be just little things, little tiny cuts inside of your mind, right? And what I mean by that is like lies. That you telling a lie, um, in the moment, it might feel good in the moment because you might have gotten less in trouble for telling a lie, and then you might, but it's just the fact of like, later on in the day, you still have that on your mind. You still like, oh, I just told a lie, and that affects your identity. That affects your self-esteem. And so, if you want to be aligned, if you want to be a fully honest person, if you want to be a truthful person, then you have to really commit and stay away from lying, even when it's gonna hurt you, even when telling the truth is gonna hurt you, and there's gonna be consequences, right? And that is what like true maturity is, right? Is when you can tell the truth, no matter the consequences and no matter what, so that is something that, I'm still learning as an adult. I'm not perfect because one of the things that I'll do is if I don't have conversation, if I don't have any conversations I could think of, I'll lie about a conversation, right? Just to make up something. And at first I didn't see a problem with that because it's just talking, but and it's just me trying to have a conversation to satisfy my boredom, and so we don't be in awkward silence. But I'll make a video talking about awkwardness and awkward silence and stuff like that. But I would do that just to make make it more entertaining, the conversation more entertaining. But I realized that's still lying, no matter how you sugarcoat it. Whether you tell a white lie, whether you tell a lie to to make up an excuse about why you couldn't do something or why you relate to something, or whether no matter what kind of lie it is, a lie is a lie, right? And truth is truth. There's no there's no in between, right? And a lot of people try to argue there is an in between, but no, even if you leave the truth out, right? And this is something that I'm also guilty of, where you'll say the truth, but you won't say the full truth, and that is still lying. And this is something that I had to kind of think about. So if you don't say the full truth, is that still lying? But you said the truth. It's like, okay, imagine someone asks you how you view them, right? And you have some positive things on how you view a person, and then you got some negative things on how you view a person, right? And I'm guilty of this. I did this a lot. So someone asked me how I view them, and I would tell them all of the positive things that I view about them, right? And all the negative things that I thought about, that how I view about them, I leave it out because I don't want to hurt their feelings, right? But this is where like you have to, well, I can't think of the word. Where you have to, I can't think of what it's called. I'm trying to think. What is it called when you tell the truth to someone, even if it hurts their feelings? I can't. Realness. It's about realness, right? And so when you do that, yeah, that person might get upset, right? And it might be like a hard pill to swallow in the moment, right? But later on, even if they kind of criticize you or get a little angry with you, later on they're gonna think about it and they're gonna be like, what he said was true. And I'm very thankful he told me that, because if he didn't tell me that, no one else would. And so in moments like these, you can give people a lot of clarity about themselves, because nobody really wants to say the truth, the real truth, right? The dirty truth or the dark truth or whatever. Nobody wants to say that. Everyone wants to be in the positive light. Everyone wants to be, whatever, right? Or I can't think of the word, but everyone wants to have a positive mindset, positive affirmations, right? And so hearing the negative truth, a lot of people don't want to hear it at times. And so, and this is something that's human nature, right? We don't want to say that, right? Because we don't want to make someone upset. And but what you will realize, yes, they might be upset in the moment, but later on, you will get closer to that person. That person will love you more, and y'all's relationship will get stronger because you said the thing that didn't want to be said, or you said the thing that you said the silent part. You said the thing that no one else wanted to say, and that gives you the label that affects your identity as a real person, truthful person, honest person, right? And so it gives you more happiness, because first of all, when you lie, it takes away your happiness. And when you become a truthful person, it adds on to your happiness. Because when you say, I am an honest person, you mean that shit. And your brain wouldn't be able to come up with any memory or any experience that can deny that statement, because your actions had a line with truth and honesty. And so, when you look at conversations, you can say, I honestly said and truthfully said what was on my mind. And so, that is what you want to try to obtain and cultivate, is just honesty. And you might slip up, and this happens to me. You might slip up and you say a lie, right? And in that moment, if you can catch yourself, just tell that person, hey, I lied to you. I don't know why I did it, but I just lied to you, and I'm sorry. And not only will that make you feel better, it'll make that person feel better, because now you caught yourself lying, and then now you feel guilty about it. But then you're also communicating your guilt to that person and correcting your mistakes and correcting your lie. And you're saying, hey, I don't know why I did that. I'm so sorry, but this is what I meant, and I don't know. Like, you apologize for it, and then you tell the truth. And then what that does is, even if it's embarrassing in the moment, it's like, I can't believe we did that. But what that does is it creates circuits in your mind, not circuits, but it creates grooves in your mind of aligning yourself with truth. So in those moments when you do lie and it does come out your mouth, right? Try to catch yourself. Usually you catch yourself right after it comes your mouth, because what you say is a lie or truth. Nobody has to tell you. You know yourself whether if you lied or told the truth, right? And so if you told a lie, you immediately know. And so if you can correct it in that moment, don't wait and just deal with that guilt on your own and just be like, shame yourself and kind of try to make yourself feel bad for telling a lie or whatever, right? And then be like, oh, I'll tell the truth next time, right? But then and next time when you do tell the truth, or next time you do lie, you just do that same thing again, and you just kind of feel bad for it, and then you try to distract yourself with dopamine or whatever, and then you don't actually try to because in those moments when you do slip up and tell a lie, you have to kind of work on. And I'm still working on it. I'm not gonna act like I'm perfect. I still tell lies, not all the time. I don't even tell one lie a day. It's probably one lie every week or 2 weeks. And it just kind of I don't know why I do it. Maybe because I lied a lot as a kid, and I think as kids you lie a lot because first of all, you try to get you're not manipulate your parents, but you try to avoid conflict with your parents and getting in trouble. And so that kind of mindset kind of stays with you as an adult. And so a lot of kids, you could be told, your parents could tell you, hey, tell the truth, be honest, blah, blah. And this is what I feel like everyone's told this, right? But, kids don't really take that serious. And so as an adult and as becoming, a mature and adult, you have to understand that this is serious, because if you want to work on, having more love in your life and, self-love and be able to give more love to other people, the harsh truth is something that you need to become one with. And yeah, so don't run away from truth. Don't lie to yourself. And that's another thing too, right? When you lie to other people, you also lie to yourself. Because I'll lie to myself. I'll tell myself, even if, and I'll know it's a lie too, but I'll tell myself that to make me feel better. I'll tell myself a lie to make myself feel better. I'll tell myself, let's say I skipped running today and I ate some ice cream and I'm like, oh, I feel guilty about this. Oh my God. Okay, so tomorrow I'm gonna run an extra 2 miles for my cardio session to make up for this ice cream, right? And you tell yourself that to justify the fact that you are eating ice cream even though that you didn't want to, right? And you lied to yourself to make it feel better, knowing damn well that you're probably not gonna run that extra 2 miles tomorrow. And if you do, you do. But a lot of times you don't, or at least for me speaking, from my experience. But yeah, you'll lie to yourself to make yourself feel better, and you'll be like, you'll set false expectations or really high expectations of something that you're not even really capable of doing yet. And so you have to understand your limits, if that makes sense. You have to understand what you can do and what you can't do. And so, yeah, you have to understand, okay, what was I saying? I kind of forgot. Talking about truth, talking about not lying to yourself, talking about being truthful, talking about, yeah, you just don't want to lie to yourself, right? If you know, right, like you have to understand yourself and know your behavior and know your actions. If you know you're not going to do something, right, don't lie to yourself and say you're going to do it. If you know you are going to do something, and I don't even know if this is going to make sense, but if you know you are going to do something, don't lie to yourself and say you can't do it, if that makes sense. Like, okay, I'll give you an example, right? Like running, right? My brain will kind of lie to me and tell me, hey, my feet hurt, or it's cold outside, or my stomach's kind of hurting, or I got a little headache, right? Or, whatever. My brain will come up with a whole bunch of excuses on why I can't do it, and it will lie to me. But I know damn well I can run. I got 2 feet, I got 2 legs, I can run. But, yeah, you don't want to lie to yourself about things that you know you can do, and you don't want to lie to yourself and convince you that you can't do it. And that's another, version of truth, not a version, but that's another aspect of telling the truth, right? It's telling the truth to yourself. If you know you can do something, don't lie to yourself and tell yourself that you can't do it. And if you know you can't do something, don't lie to yourself and tell yourself that you can do it. No, you have to know yourself, know what you are capable of, and stay in that lane. And obviously, there's room for progress, right? Make sure that you are focused on progress, because the things that you can't do right now, like I'll give you an example, or even for running. Even though I know I can do it technically, or not really. Okay, so at my job, right? To do a full run at my job, I know I can do it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm trying to think of something I can't do. All right, I can't buy a car right now, right? And I need to be realistic. It's about being realistic. That's another thing. Being realistic. I can't get a car right now, and I probably won't be able to have a car in a month, or maybe in 2 months, right? And so I shouldn't be lying to myself about the fact of how much money I have, right? Or me spending money at, like, me going out to eat, or me buying, extra, like, things that I don't really need, or like pleasure stuff, or like extra clothes and stuff that I don't really need, even though damn well I don't even have the money for it. And I know I'm trying to save up for a car, and I know I need to be, having money saved up, and I don't really have time to waste money, or I don't have money to waste, right? And so that's another version of being realistic and telling the truth. Understand that, like, because that's another version of lying to myself, is that I'll be spending money that I think I have, because technically I do have the money to spend, right? But if I spend that money, I won't have that money to save. And so if I'm trying to save my money, because I don't know why I'm doing quotes, but if I'm trying to save my money, then I don't need to be acting like I have money to spend. And so that's another version of saving. And I'll talk about money in the future, but because money is very psychological. It's not even physical. And I'll explain what that means in another video. But yeah, I don't need to be lying to myself. Even though I do have, money in my wallet, right? I don't need to be, if I know I need to be saving it, I know I need to be getting a car, and I know I need, I need to be putting that money away for emergencies and all of that, right? I don't need to be spending it and self-sabotaging myself. And so that's another version of lying, right? Because lying is just about what feels good in the moment. And truth is about what feels good long-term. And so this is kind of like what we're trying to do, is remove short-term pleasure so that we can have long-term fulfillment, and have more love in our life, and love ourselves and love the people around us. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Tell the truth, be honest, and you might slip up sometimes, but try to catch it and try to make up for it. And forgive yourself, forgive other people for lying. It's human nature. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.